Hello, the internet. My name's Laura, and this is The Law of the Prince Charming, Chapter 6.3. We'll get what we need, and then you can take the wagon to the wall, Wild Rose says as they all climb into the wagon. The huntsman nods and enters his room, the door farthest to the right. Tabitha follows Wild Rose into his room. He goes over to the shelves and takes the teapot he had served tea from earlier and sets it gently in the chest at his feet, along with just some cups and a metal tin labeled tea. The more Tabitha thinks about dressing as a woman, the less sure she becomes. You know, I just remembered I don't have a dress, Tabitha says. You'll have to go on your own after all. That's not a problem. Wild Rose walks over to the battered wardrobe. Make for me noblemen's tunics. He opens the door to reveal neatly folded dress tunics. He takes several out, laying them in the chest. He then closes the door and motions her over. Say, make for me noblewomen's dresses, and open the doors. You must focus very clearly on the type of dresses you want. That wardrobe is an artifact, a rather fancy one at that. It creates any type of clothing you want, and in your size. Tabitha walks up to the wardrobe, reaching out to hold the handles. The wardrobe does not look particularly fancy, but she can feel the pressure of it beneath her hands. She thinks of the dresses the ladies wear to the balls back home, the flowing movements and bright colors. Make for me noblewomen's dresses. She pulls the wardrobe open, and the shelves are filled with tunics in a bright array of colors. No, Wild Rose steps forward and pushes the doors closed again. This is magic. You have to know what you want the magic to do and focus to make that happen. Like when you put the sheath on your sword. What would it be like to wear a dress? Tabitha has always watched the ladies and wondered. Dresses look so impractical with all that fabric and lace, but they are pretty to look at. Make for me noblewomen's dresses. She pulls the doors open, and this time there are an array of dresses like she has always seen at court. For a moment she can only stare in wonder. Much better. Wild Rose's voice brings her out of her own thoughts. Pick out a few you like and put one on. We'll get going soon. He takes one of the tunics he made earlier and moves through the door to the washroom. Tabitha reaches out cautiously, almost scared to touch the dresses in the wardrobe, like they will react badly somehow. She runs her hands over several of them, enjoying the different textures and colors. The fabric feels wonderful and soft. She chooses a dark green dress that closely matches the color of her eyes. She examines it for a moment before glancing at the closed door Wild Rose has gone through. She lays the dress down and takes off her clothes. The dress goes on smoothly, and Tabitha situates it around her shoulder before she moves over to the mirror. The reflection looking back is a stranger, like the princess in the forest. It looks wrong. I look wrong. The dress brings out all the curves Tabitha has hidden all of her life, even with her chest still bound. Everyone will notice. Everyone will see that I'm not a lady. Tabitha pulls at the sleeves, trying to get the dress off. There's a quick rap at the door. Ready? Wild Rose asks, the door open only a crack. Tabitha pulls herself away from the mirror. What am I doing? What was I thinking saying I would dress like this? The door swings open and Wild Rose comes into the room. Tabitha keeps her eyes down as he comes up behind her and pulls the dress closed. She can feel his warmth there and the light touch of his hands as he threads the lace through to tighten the back of the dress. She wants to tell him to stop, to rip off the dress and put her shapeless clothing back on, all of the clothes she can hide behind. Wild Rose ties off the lacing and leans closer. You look beautiful. He walks to the wardrobe and pulls down several more dresses and slides them somehow into the bag that now hangs from his shoulder. Are you ready to go? I don't know how to act like a lady. She feels herself shrink as she says those words. She wants to be angry, but there's nothing to be angry at. She feels something slide down her cheeks. Tears? Princes don't cry. She shoves them away with the back of her hand. Look at me, Wild Rose says. She raises her eyes. His blue eyes are like the shadow of the sky. You just have to be yourself. Tabitha shakes her head. They will expect a lady. It won't work. You're gonna have to trust me. She hates the tears, hates the weakness, hates the challenge in his eyes. I'll trust you when you've earned it. He smiles. Yes, exactly like that.